I'm gonna play a song I wrote when I saw a girl. She was walking outside this shopping center, and there was just something about her that I just immediately saw her whole backstory. It's not a common thing that happens to me. Of course, I was probably entirely wrong about her backstory too, but it seemed really real at the time. So the song's called Katie. She was American by birth, Southern by the grace of God knows who. Her parents called her Katie and she hated it, fit her looser than a worn out shoe. She was born in a leap year on February 29. Sometimes she acted a fourth her age, and all her supermarket friends took her birthday as a sign that someday Katie was gonna end up on the front page. You might see her in the hall, making footprints and phone calls, but she can be a speck upon the wall, and you might not see her at all. Katie went up to the store and bought some Milwaukee's Best. 6 metal babies bound with plastic and gathered to her breast. Well, she knows Billy likes his Monday nights, his beer, and his football too. And you might ask yourself, what's a lonely girl to do? Well, she detects his mood from the whiskey and the breeze, all the time wondering how not to end up on her hands and knees. You might see her in the hall, making footprints and phone calls, but she can be a speck upon the wall, and you might not see her at all. Buzzards soar in airplane skies, behind a window Katie sighs and waits. Distracted in a blink, she floats above a sink of dirty plates. But it's just like Mama said, God rest her weary soul. Sometimes it's better to die than it is to grow old. Katie cries, Mama, I got the no expectation blues, down to the holes in the soles and the bottoms of my worn out shoes. You might see her in the hall, making footprints and phone calls, but she can be a speck upon the wall, and you might not see her at all. From the back porch to the boulevard, you gotta cross the front yard of Katie Day. When I was 10, we ran like men to stay out of Billy's way. Well, some days you just wanna say it, the New South is an old familiar lie, and you can smell it in the unreconstructed dirt, and you can read it in that skinny girl's eye, the one wearing a brand new Jesus Christ t-shirt. You might see her in the hall, making footprints and phone calls, but she can be a speck upon the wall, and you might not see her at all. She can be a speck upon the wall, and you might not see her at all. There's only so much that a man can do to save himself. There's only so much that an honest man can take. You try to put the whole world on his weary shoulders, and sure enough, his back will break. It's hard to smile when inside your heart is breaking. It's hard to laugh when you can barely even breathe. When will you wake up, you statistic in the making? How can you ask a man to give and give and give and not receive? I heard the preacher selling truth to all his congregation. I asked him, what about the truth that you keep hid? We've got our reasons. He said no one wants to lose his job. He said, I know the devil saved more souls than our guy ever did. There's only so much that a man can do to save himself. There's only so much that an honest man can take. You got to put yourself above the world's only possessions. How can you ask a man to give and 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 not receive? So I sang a song a little earlier tonight about a vampire.